Welcome back to Switch to Linux. So today we are going to do a walkthrough on how I have my KDE computer set up. So it's just been a really crazy busy day around here, and I have a boatload of work to do yet tonight before I wrap up my office. So I want to do something off my easy list, and this was it. Now, I do not have my camera running, and the reason is this computer is still running on a hard drive that is about 9 years old now. And although I noticed a decent amount of system performance boost when I set the computer, when I cloned the hard drive over to the slightly newer hard drive, it's still not where a modern hard drive would get as far as system performance. And so just bear that in mind. The slowness that you'll see is due more to the fact that we have the hard drive issue and we're recording HD video. That's why I left the camera off, because it was just really causing some issues running it. And so what we're going to do here is I just want to walk through how I themed the computer up. So every bit of the theming that I have is due to basically just things that I was able to download directly from the GUI. There's nothing unusual or nothing out there that's crazy or outlandish. And I'm just going to show you what the various settings and places. So first, if you are running a KDE computer, and if you get into I think they call, what's this one, like the Dash or something, application launcher. I forget which one of the application launchers this is called. But if you do not see the transparent color behind you, you have an issue with your OpenGL settings. And to fix that, you just want to go into your system settings, and inside of here, display and monitor, compositor. And what happened for me is it was working prior to the Linux Mint update about a month or so ago. So I think maybe it was, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks ago or something. And when that had updated, it actually disabled the OpenGL settings. And so there was actually a big box in here that I didn't know was there because I never looked for it. And it simply had a button to click to re-enable OpenGL, and that enabled your transparency. So that put transparency on that launcher, it put transparency on the taskbar, and it put transparency on this window here. So this thing here, I really like this look because it's very nice and glassy looking. It may not be for everybody. It may be hard for some people to read. I realize that. But this is really the way that I decided to get this computer set up. I like changing the themes on this one around every now and again. And one of those things that I really missed from back in those Windows 95 through Windows XP days is how much customization you could really do to how your computer looked. You could really make your computer your own. And this computer has really been made my own. So we're going to hopefully find all of the things that I have done, everything from the mouse pointers to the themes and everything else. So the desktop is not installed by default, but if you right-click in here and click on Configure Desktop, then you will have the option to get new wallpapers. And the one we are looking for is this guy here. I'm going to try and run this. It may or may not work. It depends on how hard the hard drive is working. Let's see. It seems to be doing okay. Let's see if we can find that wallpaper. I remember it being early in the list. It wasn't too late down. And I wish I could grab the name of the thing, because I could just do a search for it in the name over here. What I could actually do is find you the name. Let's do that. Let's just go down to click the installed button and see if I can load up the installed wallpapers and see if I can get a name on it. Not sure if this is going to work very well or not. Looks like the installed feature on the wallpapers is not working all that well. Oh, there it is. So it's called Clouds Wallpaper. So if you just install Clouds Wallpaper, that's the wallpaper background that I'm using. All right, and then of course we need to change around a lot of your like your main desktop settings. And so under here, under your desktop, there's Workspace Theme is what I've picked, and the one we're using is called Debreeze. And again, it's not default installed by default. Hit the Get New Looks button down here, and then you will get all of your options here. And this is also pretty high on the list. It's just called dBreeze. So you can see it's right here is the one I used. And then I believe this is the one that gave me all of my transparencies in there. Let's just have a look at the desktop theme. Okay, no, that was kind of the window feel. The ZeroG is what's giving me all the transparencies on everything. Again, not installed by default, so click down here to get new theme. These go out to the internet and they grab some themes that are inside the repositories. Again, this is just called ZeroG. So you can do a search for it. If you don't spot it right away, you can do a search here. Search for ZeroG. That does not look like the same one for some reason, but oh no, that must be it. I think it just has a different theming here. But that's the ZeroG, and then mouse cursors. I mean, this is how easy it is to customize KDE. There's this one here is the CG. It looks like. Hit Get New Theme here. Apparently it wasn't that one. It might be called Clear Glass. That might be the actual name of it. I installed a lot of different mouse cursors just looking for what I thought perfectly matched the rest of this theme. Let's see if the installed button works on this one. Okay, good. Let's see. This is it. It's Chrome Glass. It's called Chrome Glass. So that's the one we're using. Okay. So there's your cursors, your window icons. Now, to change your menu buttons up here, see if I can remember where that one is. I just have to remember where that one is. I think it's under Window Management. Sometimes you just gotta hunt for things. This is one of those things in KDE, as there are so many settings. As one person left a comment today, as there's so many settings, it can even get an experienced user a little lost. It is window decorations, so you want to go into all settings, look and feel, and it's the application style, and then window decorations. So the defaults, and again, I downloaded a whole lot of these to test with them. I think some of the default ones, this one here, Radiality, is the one I almost went with. The problem is it didn't give me a coloration that sort of matched the top windows on my desktop widgets. And the one that we went with is, let's see, which one? It's Air Oxygen Color. So this is the one we went with here. And I actually tried to change the borders down to small, which I really liked the look of it when I changed the borders to tiny. So you can see there. But the problem is I had a very difficult time resizing any borders that I wanted. So I switched those back to normal, which actually gave me a nice glowy feel to it. All right. So there is the window borders. There is the widgets. There is the desktop background. The icons. So the icons are called Glass. This one here, you actually had to download them. If you go into Icons and you hit the Get New, we're using the Glass v3. So down here, and I actually just did a basic search for Glass. So if you click on this, it actually doesn't take you... many of these icons will automatically download and install, but some of them, this is one of them, where it would take you to the DeviantArt homepage instead. And from here, you have to download them and manually install them. And so to do that, you can even see that my Firefox was themed to match my theme. Okay. So this is where we grab these from. These are actually on DeviantArt, and I'd love to... There we go. I think this is them. I'd love to get right to the guy's page so you can actually see his page. So this is this guy's page. You can download it. And this is what these looks like. Let's see. 72 downloads, huh? All right, so you download the file, and then once you get them downloaded, this is a case where you'd have to manually go in and install your cursors. And so you want to put those... Close Firefox there. So to install your cursors, what you're going to do is you want to go in and drop them inside of... Now, I believe you could actually drop them inside of your themes file here. I know on Cinnamon you can do that. Let's just have a look. I actually did not look at this option in KDE before. On Cinnamon, you can install themes on a user level and on a system level. Looks like here you might have to go on the system level. So what we're going to do is go into the main hard drive, user, share, and then we want to find the themes file. This does not go in the icons file, it goes in the themes file. So what you're going to do is you're going to extract the file, and in my case the file is, this is the contents of that file. So you download the zip file from DeviantArt, and then you extract that, and then you get this folder here, and you drop this folder into themes. You'd think you drop it into icons, but you don't, you drop it into themes. And then that will automatically enable it to be accessible inside of your icons here. And so you can install your icons. So there is my window management, my icons, my colors, my themes. Let's look at Firefox real quick. As I had said, I had customized my Firefox browser. What I've been doing lately is just kind of downloading some themes on Firefox, and on this, and I was looking around when I changed this this desktop. I had this one actually. I downloaded this theme. I thought it was cool, but it really didn't match my my previous desktop theme. And so to change your Firefox theme, you want to come down here, hit your Customize. And then down here is your themes. And you can see there's some default themes here, or you can hit the Manage button down here at the bottom, and this will give you a list of all the themes that you have installed. So, in fact, probably coming up soon here, I might actually put this one up because, you know, St. Patrick's Day type stuff. For Thanksgiving things, I'll do this one. Probably around the 4th of July, I might run something like this. So I just went on and downloaded a whole lot of different themes. And the one that is here, I'm actually going to have to go find it again because I did not... that one's neat too. So the Firefox theme that I'm using here is called Dark Glitter. So if you just come over here... I'm not sure if searching the add-ons would do that. No, searching the add-ons doesn't do that. You actually have to search the themes. So going back into your main themes. Oh, actually, what you need to do is down here and hit Get More Themes. There we go. This is called Dark Glitter, I think it was called. Okay. So here's your dark glitter, and if you hover, I thought if you hover over these, you can get a brief glimpse of what they look like. So in case you've never customized your Firefox before, you want to know how to do that. So I like that dark glitter. That's just a really cool Firefox theme, considering this particular setup. Now the other thing you may have noticed, I do have wobbly windows enabled. And I have some transparency as the windows are moving around, and if I have multiple windows up at the same time, then you'll see we get some cross transparency. I have the Genie effects running, and when you close a window, it shatters into a lot of little pieces. So all of that is your, these are all your Compiz settings. I want to say, was it desktop behavior, desktop effects, and then here's where you can make all these adjustments. And so the fall apart is the one that allows me to have things break into pieces. Glide effects as they open and close, and I have that toggled to the magic lamp. So there's minimize animation or magic lamp. There's wobbly windows, window aperture, translucency gives me some of the transparent, dimming the inactive ones. And then of course we can save all these. If your transparency is too much, you can hit these settings over here, and then you can change your transparency. So if you can make it more opaque or more, more translucent, whichever you'd prefer. And let's see, I think there are new effects that you can get as well. I did not even bother looking for these because I'm just like, yeah, I have so many effects. Actually, there weren't even a whole lot of them. And you can go, most of these have YouTube videos there to watch to see what they actually do. Not a whole lot of extra effects available, but there's a whole lot of really, really good things here. If you do happen to like screen edges, they drive me absolutely bananas, but if you do like screen edges, this is where you set those. I think that's pretty much it for how I've customized it. Now, of course, you'll see that I was able to change my my desktop to work directly off the desktop. Very big thanks to, I forget who it was on my channel that was telling me how to do this. Very big thanks, because that's one of those major things I had against KDE. However, I have grown accustomed to these folder options as well, and this is a nice alternative to how I run it on my Windows computer, where I just have a whole bunch of a sector devoted to website stuff. This actually allows me to keep them segregated in their own locations. But to enable you to run off this, the first thing you have to actually do is enable, basically unlock your widgets, if you happen to lock them at all. I keep them locked. I'll tell you why later. But right click now, go to configure desktop, and then now you can change this to folder view or desktop view. So keeping it at folder view enables you to do that. I always keep my widgets locked down. The reason I do that, I do not want them to do weird things if I hover over here. I don't want it to be resizing and things, and occasionally that's happened. The other reason is if you have widgets locked, then in the lower, on the lower right of the monitor, I have a minimize all windows button, because this duplicates exactly the function of Windows, where you can throw your mouse to the bottom of the screen, click the button, and it minimizes all windows. I love that functionality, and that is for me the sign of a good desktop environment, is does it do that, or can I do that? I don't know of one that does that by default, but most of the desktop platforms, I can make that functionality work. And so with that being said, I keep the widgets locked down, A, to prevent things from moving around, and B, so that I have the ability to throw the mouse down here and minimize all of the windows. So I have this system set up in such a way where this is one of the few computers that I do not run all of my windows in full maximize mode. I actually keep them set up over here so this side task panel is always visible. And I do this because I have my nice weather up here. Of course, it cuts off because I've kept this, pretty short. This guy here, the second panel, is actually my Galaxy phone. So if a text message comes through my phone, it'll actually appear right here, and I'll get the text message notification, and I can see status discharge, and I can share files quickly between this. These are my most frequently used applications. I have Banshee, this is Kodi, Kmail, Warcraft 3, Terminal, Skype, GIMP, Writer, Spreadsheets, Bluefish, FileZilla, and Firefox. And then I use the clipboard contents and the color picker frequently in web design work. And then this down here is just a very nice screen show of various fun pictures that I have. And so those pictures will go through and just rotate throughout the day, and I can just see what's on there. So that is the setup of my Linux Mint KDE computer. I guess let's end this. I'll show you the versions we are. I didn't do anything funky like try and force any new versions or anything else. So we are, I believe this is 18.0. I'm not sure I'm on 18.1, and it does not specifically say that. But this is Linux Mint 18. It is KDE Plasma version 5.8.5, KDE Framework 5.28.0, Qt 5.6.1, kernel version 4.4.0-21, 64-bit, and of course you can see the system specs here. Not nearly as good as my other computer with 32 gigs of RAM. This one only has 6. So, with that being said, that is how I have themed up my new KDE computer. I think it is, I like it quite a bit. It's pretty sweet, pretty neat to look at, and it serves my general needs. So with all of that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something about theming up your KDE platform. So with that, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.